Bonjour mes amis, je m'appelle Madame Kujek. My name is Dr. Carol Kujek, and I'm excited to have you in my French online class. Thank you for listening to my little introduction. So, first of all, who am I? C'est moi. I'm in the vineyards of Champagne, France. This photo was taken last year. Here's my email address. A little bit about me. Can you guess which one is false? I love yoga and cycling. I have 3 children. I can bake killer croissants. I was once a professional singer. I've written a children's book. This one. I cannot bake killer croissants. Those are tough. If you have a good French bakery where you can get croissants that are crispy on the outside and fluffy on the inside, leave that to the professionals. So you made a good choice. French is actually, it says the 9th, but it's actually the 5th most spoken language in the world now. 2nd most widely taught language. Official language of 33 countries, spoken in many countries as one of the official languages. So, and it's also used by a lot of international organizations like the Red Cross and the Olympic Committee and Doctors Without Borders. So, excellent choice. Please read your syllabus very carefully. This is the information that we would normally go through in the first class. It contains a lot of important information. Manage your time wisely, of course. This is an online class, so you are responsible for your learning. Don't fall behind. Meet the deadlines and have fun. Here's a little fact. Did you know that there's a little piece of France in South America? It's called La Guyane. It belongs to France. It's part of the EU. They speak French. Look how beautiful it is. It's a little hard to get to. Here's our book, À vous, written by one of our professors at CSUSM. Fortunately for you, it doesn't cost anything. There's a PDF on our Cougar course. See the syllabus for my office hours. So during my office hours, I will be waiting for your phone call, for your email, or for you to come in and visit me in my office. But please don't hesitate to contact me with questions any other time. I really want to help you be successful. Very important. Start each week with my interactive video presentation. So the week starts on Monday and ends on Sunday. Start with this video. Try to watch it Monday or Tuesday. It's due by Wednesdays. And I will know that you've watched it because there are exercises in the PowerPoint which you need to do to get credit. So it will, periodically there will be exercises that pop up as you watch. 3, 4, 5, 6. Very short exercises just to check your understanding. That will really help you with the homework. There are also times during the PowerPoint where I say repeat after me. So please do that. Don't think you're looking silly. You are learning a language. If you don't speak it out loud, how can you learn to pronounce the words? And we will have an oral exam at the end of the semester. So very important. Répétez. Speak, pronounce the words. The homework exercises are also online. And as I mentioned, if you don't watch the interactive video, you won't understand what you're doing there. So please watch the video. Those should help you do the exercises. Those are due by Friday, which leads us to French accents. So if you don't know how to type these little accents, you will get the homework questions and the exam questions wrong. So let's figure this out real quick. The alt codes are the easiest way to do that. But in order to type these alt codes, you need a keyboard like this that has one of these cool number keypads on the side. And if you have that, you are golden. So to type A accent grave, you hold down Alt and then type 133, 133, and you get the A accent grave, I accent aigu, I accent grave, CCD, no problem. If you don't have a keyboard like that, if you're working on your laptop, it's easier to do it through Microsoft Word. And you know, as a CSUSM student, you can download this program for free. So if you don't know how to do that, please find out. So you can do it either through insert symbol, that's kind of the slow way, or use one of the control codes. And I will show you that right now. So I have Microsoft Word open. Here's the alt codes again. But in Word, you can also use Control. So hold down Control, and at the same time, this is the single quotation mark that's right here. So if you hold down Control, single quotation mark, then release those two, and press E, that will give you E accent aigu. Hold down Control and the accent grave, which is up here, then let go of those and press A, that will give you A accent grave, or E accent grave. Control plus the comma and a C gives you the C, the little tail on the C. Control Shift circumflex, which is right here, gives you, plus the O, gives you O circumflex, or you could use an I. Some of you like to use Google Docs. It's a little trickier there. You have to do insert special characters, Latin. What's that about? Okay, so here's my Google Doc. I go to insert, special characters, and look at all, there's all these special characters. So you're going to choose Latin, and this gives you all the accents you could possibly want. So very important to figure out. I have a document on our Cougar course, actually. It's in the welcome page, how to type French accents, and that gives all the information I just gave, and also includes things like how to do it on your Android, how to do it on your iPad or your iPhone. So check that out. Each week you will have an online discussion. I'm putting you in groups of 5. There will be 2 topics each week, but you can answer those in one post. And it'll be based on the reading or some other communication topic. And you will post your initial response by Wednesdays. And then you will respond to 2 classmates, 2 group members by Sunday. So you have 2 due dates for the discussion topics each week. And for example, this is our week 1 discussion. Here's the 2 topics. The first, short paragraph in English, introduce yourself. Second short paragraph is introducing yourself in French. So check out the textbook. You will know how to do that after you listen to my interactive presentation. And then I want you to state your goals, why you chose French, and consider some of the challenges of learning a language in an online class. How can you overcome these challenges? So for some people, learning online, it takes a lot of self-discipline. Well, for everybody, it takes self-discipline. You're basically teaching yourself here. If you're a person who doesn't do well in that situation, you might be better suited to wait and take this class in a face-to-face setting. It's a lot of fun. It really is harder to learn a language in an online class. It can be done, but you need a lot of self-discipline. So if you're up for the challenge, I'm with you 100%. If you're not, hey, maybe I'll see you sitting in my class next semester. That would be awesome too. Okay. You are going to have a weekly conversation practice with a partner. So you will find a partner in the class. I won't assign this partner because it depends on your schedules and how you want to do it. I recommend that you meet in person for 30 to 60 minutes a week. If that's not possible, then find another way to meet, like Zoom conferencing is a tool in our Cougar course. Skype, FaceTime, phone call, voice conversations, no texting. I give you a set of exercises, pronunciation and conversation activities to do with each other. And then at the end of the week, you just fill out a questionnaire confirming that you did it with full academic honesty and tell me how long you spent and who your partner was. So for example, in week 1, here are all the topics, and I have the recordings on our Cougar course, so you can listen to the conversations in the textbook and then practice them with your partner. It's a really good opportunity for you to work on your accent. When I say do the exercises, of course, I mean do them out loud. Practice speaking the vocabulary, practice the French alphabet, etc. And even in week 1, you'll be able to have a mini discussion. We will have 3 quizzes, 3 chapter quizzes, 1 for each chapter. They must be completed individually. You may not work with a partner or phone a friend or use the internet, but you may use your textbook and my PowerPoints. The quizzes will include a listening exercise and a speaking exercise, so make sure that you take them somewhere where you can listen and speak out loud without disturbing people. The quizzes will be 90 minutes and they can only be done in one shot. You cannot stop and start. So make sure that you have enough time set aside. And all the quizzes include a short essay. You may not use translation program for the essay. We'll talk a little bit more about that later. You really want to limit yourself to vocabulary and structures that we are learning. And in fact, I will deduct points if you go beyond what we have learned, because that suggests to me that you are using translation or you're getting too much help from another source. It may result in 0 points, possibly a failing grade, so don't do that. So as I said, translation programs, bad. You may use a dictionary. Something like Word Reference is an excellent tool. Let's take a look at that. Word Reference. Let's say I type in a very basic word in English, box. Okay, box. Look at how many definitions there are for box. It could be like a box, like a container. It could be box seats at a stadium. It could be a mailbox. It could be a batter's box. It could be a ballot box, a bento box, a box office. Oh my gosh, so many different contexts for box. And then at the very end, if you didn't find your answer in any of those, there are the user-generated questions, black box, theater, boombox, where users ask questions and then they're answered by native speakers throughout the world. A very cool site. So please make use of that to look up individual words, sparingly though, but do not translate phrases. Using a translation program, again, a violation of academic honesty, could result a failing grade in the course. So what I recommend when you're writing your essays especially, look at the vocabulary list at the end of each chapter to remind yourself of what we have learned. So if you're taking the test for chapter 3, the quiz for chapter 3, you can use the vocabulary and structures from chapters 1, 2, and 3. And you'll have a lot of words and materials at your fingertips there. You really can say a lot. The thing is that you cannot write and speak in French at the same level that you do in English. And that's okay. You're not supposed to at this point. So don't get stuck in that idea that I'm going to write it out in English and then translate it into French. No, start with what do I know in French? And how can I make the most of that? As I mentioned, we will have a small group oral exam at the end of the semester, which will be no problem for you if you are meeting each week with your conversation partner. Here's how you are graded. So, watching the interactive videos and doing those embedded exercises is 10% of the grade. Online discussion posts every week is 20%. Weekly homework exercises, 25%. Weekly conversation practice with your partner, 10%. Chapter quizzes are 20%. Oral exam, 5%. Final exam, 10%. Again, read the syllabus. The syllabus has all the information you could possibly want. And also, if you have additional questions during the week, please don't hesitate to email me, or maybe even better, post them. We have a little chat room if somebody happens to be online, you can chat with them. Or each week, the bottom of each week, this is week 1, the bottom of each week, I post Q&A Cafe. That's where anyone can ask a question and answer questions. So let's say you're having trouble with accents and you put the question up there and maybe one of your classmates reads it and helps you out before I see it. But I'll also be checking that. So how to succeed in a language class. Very important to practice every day. Short, frequent repetition is better than setting aside 6 hours on a Sunday. That's not going to work. I have here a picture of my daughter. She plays piano and guitar. She practices a little bit every day. And those of you who play instruments, learning language is similar to learning an instrument. It's a skill. You can't cram for a piano recital. You have to practice a little bit every day. So I recommend the app Duolingo. Download that on your phone. Do that whenever you have a spare 5-10 minutes. Get on your Duolingo app. Also, download the Quizlet app. This is a flashcard app. Memorization is part of learning any language. You really need, especially to memorize the forms of the verb, they need to be automatic. So when you're standing in line at Starbucks, pull out your Quizlet app and go through verbs. And the Quizlet app is cool because it can also speak to you. So you're getting the pronunciation along with the spelling and everything. Plan on 6 hours a week. So normally we would be meeting face-to-face for 3 hours. So 6 hours is really a minimum. So that's about an hour a day. And again, I don't recommend that you sit down for 1 hour. I recommend that if you can practice for 15 minutes 4 times a day, that's better than sitting down for 6 hours on a Sunday, let's say. Break it up. Practice with my videos. Talk out loud. Find people to practice with, so you'll have your conversation partner, but maybe you have a friend who is also taking French or has taken French. Maybe your parents used to take French. They can practice with you. You can find conversation partners in different various online platforms. There are local meetup groups. Meetup.com has French conversation groups, and I've gone to some of them. And there are always some beginners there who are very enthusiastic to practice. Don't be afraid. Talk to yourself. You're not weird. You're learning a language. That's normal. So talk to yourself. Put little stickies, post-it notes all around your house to label things. Une table, un ordinateur, un livre. Make lots of mistakes. Mistakes are the way we learn a language. So value fluency over accuracy. Don't be a perfectionist. Don't think, oh, I can't speak until I know every word and I can pronounce fluently like a native. No. Be willing to make mistakes. We all know people who speak English as a second language, and maybe they speak with an accent, and maybe they make a few mistakes, but you understand what they're saying. They're getting their point across. That's your goal in French. And you can do that by the end of this semester. You can be fluent as long as you're not afraid to make a few mistakes. Read. Did you know that you can add French subtitles to Netflix? That's cool. So that when you're watching a show in English, you'll be reading the French subtitles. You'll be learning passively. That's cool. Find websites about topics that interest you. So you're interested in sports or cooking or news. Find YouTube videos where somebody's cooking in French, or the French newspaper, the national newspaper is called Le Monde. Try reading that and make that one of your home pages. Listen to podcasts, French radio. You can make your iPhone speak to you in French and your other devices. That's cool. Did I say 6 hours a week? Yes, that's a minimum. 6 hours. So think about an hour a day. Start, again, very first thing in the week, go over my interactive video presentation. Set aside time every day to memorize. Memorize the numbers. Memorize the verbs. Je suis, tu es, il est, nous sommes, vous êtes, ils sont, elles sont. Memorize the vocabulary. It's a lot of repetition that goes into memorization, but it's fun. And that's the last part. Have fun. Learning a new language opens the door to a new world. So once you start learning French, you will become hyper aware of the French that surrounds you. You'll see it written in instruction manuals and on all your cosmetics, and you'll hear people who speak French who come into the place where you work. Don't be afraid to go up to them and say bonjour. They'll be really impressed. So I am excited to work with you this semester. Thank you for being in my class. Au revoir.